Welcome to the Etihad Cargo Connections with Turn Furlong magazine. I'm your host today, Aurelian Drumian. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Courtney Schneider, the driving force behind Shawhan's Place. Join us as we dive into the excitement surrounding their stakes winners and the journey to Riyadh for Senior Buscador's historic race. Get ready for exclusive insights into Rose's Desert, Shawhan Place's breeding success, and the upcoming festivities post the potential Saudi Cup. So, Courtney, great to have you here. How are things going for you? You must be quite excited.
Yes, we are so excited. To have a horse of Senor Buscador's caliber is very exciting for us, and to have him running, on such a big stage in the world's richest race, we're so excited.
That sounds amazing. So Shawhan's Place has bred a few stakes winners, as I mentioned. Have you had any others find their way to the Middle East?
We have Mucho Gusto, who was fourth in the Saudi Cup just a few years ago. And then we also had Fly Down, who ran in the Dubai World Cup and then was actually purchased to stay in Saudi Arabia and stand stud. And then just this past year at the Keeneland September sale, we sold a yearling out of the mare Weekend Connection by Get Stormy. And that yearling was purchased to go over and run in Saudi Arabia. And so we're really excited to follow him and see what he can do over there.
Wow, that's wonderful. So quite a bit of experience with the Middle East itself. That's great.
Yeah.
So you have probably seen Senior Buscador as a foal. Did you ever think one of your grads would travel to Riyadh, of all places in the world, to watch him start in a $20 million race?
It's funny that you ask, because I foal all of the mares on the farm myself. And so each time, you wonder where they can take you. I foal them and raise them, and then Gus, our yearling manager, takes over after they're weaned, and he does a fantastic job. And to get to be around these horses throughout their career, especially someone like Senor Buscador, it's so special because our clients still own him, and so we still have a direct connection. And so to get to be a part of his journey on all the steps along the way, even all the way over there, it's wonderful for us and so exciting.
Wow. So you're not going there, but would you be interested, well, in the future to go to, Riyadh or Saudi Arabia or the Middle East itself?
Absolutely. I am a huge fan of traveling the world in general, but especially to, see different race days all around the world and how other places do things. And it is definitely on my list for sure. I hope to make it over.
Excellent. Like combining travels and, horse racing industry. That sounds amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great. So Senor Buscador's dam, Rose's Desert, is currently at Shawhan Place. She has thrown, great stakes, winning horses, including Runway Ghost and Senor Buscador, of course. But let's first talk a little bit about her. How is she doing? Any little falls or, windlings that we should be watching out for?
Absolutely. Rose is doing great. She's currently in foal to Into Mischief, carrying a filly, and she's due in April. But, right now she's fat and happy, exactly how I want her to be. She has got a just turned 2-year-old filly by Hardspun, who would be with Todd Fincher now, and a yearling colt by Authentic, who is quite nice. We're very excited, for everything she's got going forward. And then as well, her first daughter, Our Iris Rose, is a full sister to Runaway Ghost. And she produced her first foal by Curlin just last week. And it's a fantastic colt. And, the family throws athletic, big bone, solid horses. And we're really excited, to see what Our Iris Rose can do and if she can, live up to her mother's standards.
For sure. Quite amazing horses, all of them.
Absolutely. The
wow.
most incredible treasures.
Definitely. Let's talk a little bit about Shawhan's Place on itself. How many mares do you currently stand at the farm right now, and how many of those does Shawhan Place own?
Yeah, so we've got about 60 mares on the farm this year. We're due to foal 41, and Shawhan Place owns 10 mares. So all the rest are client mares, and we love getting to interact. Our clients are from all corners of the world, and it's really nice to kind of have a little bit of everything in a small family environment.
Excellent, very good. I believe Shawhan's Place, was started by Matthew Cook and Teddy Custer with just one mare about 2 decades ago. How big is it now, and what's the team size today?
Yeah, Matt and Teddy Custer is a longtime horseman, fantastic guy, and he was looking for a partner at the same time Matthew was getting out of the Marines, and
Mm,
Matthew had decided he wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and do farm management. His father was the farm manager at Claiborne for a long time.
oh,
And so they just kind of teamed up and here we are, that was in 2006. And so 18 years later, obviously, like I said, we've got over 100 head on the farm in total,
mhm.
and the team is about 10 full-time employees year round and keeps us busy. But, we've got a young, fun crew here, and we all work together well.
That sounds great. I'm sure the team must be, well, it's always about team efforts, and it always
Absolutely.
probably feel a bit like a family as well. So
Yes, very
that's
much.
the
We are a
industry.
family here. Yes.
That sounds great. Could you tell us a little bit about the graduates you are most proud of?
Yeah, you would be remiss not to mention Rose's Desert and all of her offspring because they're also fantastic. But then we've got, Mucho Gusto, who won the didn't win the Dubai World Cup, the Pegasus World Cup, has taken us on trips around the world. We've got, American Pastime was one of the first horses I got to work with that ran in the Breeders' Cup. We've had stakes rate, there was Hilda's Passion, who was a grade one winner and went on to be the Dam of Yoshida, and Fly Down, who was third to Zenyatta and Blame in the Breeders' Cup Classic. All of those horses came off of Shawhan Place. We're very proud of them. Just last year, out of our September consignment, we
Mhm.
were 70% runners and 90% in the money in their first starts. And so we very much strive to produce a racehorse, and they all make us proud. No matter what level they're running at, every single one of them makes us proud.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How many yearlings do you plan to go into the ring this year? Is Kinland in September the only venue you sell at currently?
We will sell between 35 and 40 yearlings this year.
Okay.
Keeneland is not the only place we will sell, but the majority of ours will go to Keeneland. We also will sell yearlings at the Fasig-Tipton July sale and at Fasig-Tipton October. And we kind of just look at them as individuals, their pedigrees, their conformations, how forward they are, and if they need more time. And that will help us dictate which sale we want to put them in.
Oh, fair enough. Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the Pegasus World Cup, of course, which was quite amazing. So you've had probably watched, the 2024 Pegasus World Cup many times. Senior Buscaros was only beaten, a neck. In hindsight, would you have seen him do anything differently?
The only thing I would have seen him do different is win. He's
Of course.
such a funny horse, and he's very particular. Every single time he will drop out of the gate to the very back of the field, and no matter what, that's where he wants to be. Um, he likes to swing, to the outside and be clear. And I think the jockey gave him a great ride for the horse in particular. And it's unfortunate he just ran out of track that day, but I'm so proud of the effort that he gave. He always runs to his very best ability. And for that, we're so proud.
Excellent. How would you describe him, like his personality, let's say in 3 words?
And oh gosh, in 3 words, I'm going to go with feisty,
Okay.
fun, and just a strong individual. He's one who's been one of my favorites from the time he was born. And I actually traveled to New Orleans to watch him when he ran in the Risen Star.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've traveled to Churchill to watch him. So I've tried to keep up with him, very much. And so to follow him and see his fun personality and spend time with him when he was in Kentucky for the Breeders' Cup, he's a very special horse.
That was great. Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about the Middle East itself. So, what are your overall thoughts on this region, on racing in this region?
I think it's great. It's, maybe structured a little bit differently here in the US, where I feel like you all have created these wonderful big race days, and there's pageantry and fashion, and it's not strictly the horses, but it gives something for a little bit of everyone. The purses are phenomenal. And I just think it's great that, the Middle East has created these race days that has drawn the attention of the international world. everybody wants to be competitive and compete against the best, and obviously win as much money as you can in the process. And you guys have done a fantastic job of putting together race days to make those things happen.
Excellent. It's like a big event in itself. I mean, even
Yes.
probably showing and mixing of different industry into one almost.
Absolutely. No, and I hope to experience it one day
Sure.
because it looks amazing.
That sounds great. On to the last question, finally. On a light-hearted note, what would be the plans, be looking like for Senior Buscador Saudi Cup wins party?
Here at the farm, we're going to have a watch party since, we're busy here raising the next Senor Buscador at the moment. But
Excellent.
we will be cheering him on very, very loudly. I'm going to have a bottle of champagne to celebrate just in case. But, win, lose, or draw, it's incredible that he's made it this far into this destination. And I really just want to give credit to Todd Fincher, the trainer, and his team, and Joey Peacock, the owner, and their team. They have been so patient with Senor Buscador along with all of their other horses. And to be a horse of this caliber, if they had not been patient with him through some little bumps in the road, he wouldn't be here. So they definitely deserve all the credit for that.
Very well. Thank you so much for joining us today. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot, Courtney.
All right.